This is an onion. Onions have layers. So do ogres.
Ogres are like onions.
They stink?
Yes. No.
Oh, they make you cry?
No! Layers! Onions have layers. Ogres have layers.
But we're not going to talk about ogres today, or onions. This is a video about, well, video. So we're going to talk about video and layers. vMix is set up to work with multiple layers of video, and there's two ways that you can do it. The first way is through specifically designated inputs. First, you have to make sure that all the sources that you're going to use are already brought in as individual inputs. Then you can combine these inputs by clicking on the triangle next to Add Input and selecting Blank. Then edit the new input by clicking on the cog wheel in the lower right corner of the input. Set up the layers by selecting the Layers tab. You can then modify the size and cropping of each layer so that they fit together. There are so many possibilities here that there's lots of room to be creative. But be careful, you don't want to overuse layers, especially picture-in-picture.
It's busy, and it splits the focus.
And it's a stupid way to use video, huh? Hey, Rico!
The most common way that we use this is during detailed sermon PowerPoint. You want them to read the text on the slide, but that's kind of static and boring, so you still want to see the speaker. We have an input preset all ready to go that puts the speaker in the lower corner. In fact, if you're just starting out, there are quite a few unique presets set up for you to choose from. You can also edit any of the existing multi-layer inputs by clicking on the cog, the little wheel, in the lower right-hand corner. The second way that you can use layers is with overlays. Overlays are the best way to quickly throw up a title or to display worship words. What's great about overlays is that they're the top layer, the overlay, and that stays the same while you change the background video. The overlays are in 4 predetermined positions. That's what the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 are in the vMix interface. We have 1 set up to full screen, 2 for the upper right-hand corner, 3 for the lower left, and 4 for the lower right. 2, 3, and 4 are pretty much only used for simple sermon slides. 1, on the other hand, that's what you want to use for both worship words and for titles. Worship words consist of 2 layers, actually. The background layer is a semi-transparent black box to go behind the front layer, which is the white words. And those white words are smaller and have been moved down to the bottom of the screen. When there are no words being displayed on the screen, just the black box stays up. So you may want to remove that since it doesn't look too great. Just remember, you got to put the words back up again when we start singing. The words, the white words themselves, are keyed from the media input, meaning that they filter out everything that's not the color white. So make sure you turn off those worship words when we're playing a video or a PowerPoint, because it's just going to look weird. We use titles for a few things. To say, welcome to PCC, to display the pastor's name, the sermon title, or to indicate a scripture reading. To change between titles, right-click on the title for a list of options. To modify the text of the title, right-click and select Title Editor. It's up to you how you want to use it, but I find it best to put it up for maybe 15, 20 seconds and then take it down. They're really just for informational purposes, and they shouldn't take our attention away from the speaker or the service. Now, there are several ways that you can display these overlays. The simplest is to click 1, 2, 3, or 4 below the input that you want to use as an overlay. Click on it again to remove it. Another tip, if you want to see what the title looks like before just putting it on the screen, you can right-click on it, and that will put it in the preview window. It will then transition with the preview video when you transition it over, or you can make it go away by right-clicking on it again. If you happen to make this mistake that I have and you right-click on it when it's being displayed in the program window, it'll then go really big. So be careful not to do that. Make sure you left-click to turn it off when it's on the program window and right-click to turn it off when it's in the preview window. The other way you can display overlays is with shortcuts. Currently we have the backslash on the number pad. That backslash, that's set up to display or remove the worship words, and the asterisk is set up to display or remove the PCC title, and I find that to be the easiest. So next time you're in the sound booth, play with the layers and the overlays a little bit. It might seem a little technical in this video, but it's very intuitive and it's kind of fun really when you're doing it. Lastly, remember that you can save all your vMix settings in your own preset. And maybe when you're kind of messing around and trying new things, you might want to save a temporary preset that you can delete later so you don't accidentally corrupt one that we're going to use on Sunday mornings. If you want to learn more about layers and overlays, vMix has some pretty detailed videos. I'll put the links below in the description for you to check out. Once you master the layers, just think about how awesome you'll be. More skillful than a big, green, sarcastic ogre. And one who has freakishly useful earwax. Okay, until next time.